Here we are, homecoming week, Western Kentucky, excited about the game. It's good to be, getting back at home. It's going to be nice to get on a normal Saturday schedule. So, it's always good for the conference to play those weekday games, get those big TV crowds. But it'll be nice to get back in a normal routine and excited to be back at home.
Question?
Coach, just initial thoughts on Belkamp. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Just what troubles are you guys possibly anticipating?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of film on him. He's just a really good player, and he's kind of sneaky good running the ball too. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a thrower and a pocket guy, but they do a really good job on third and shorts, a lot of quarterback sneaks, a lot of QB, lead runs, and he does just enough with his feet to kind of create a little trepidation. But he's a good player, and he's got a lot of good skill around him. So receiving core, running backs, it's a good group. So they've done a good job with him.
Mike, Naki, did I say?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you guys are teaming Western Kentucky this week, but I'm just curious, when I thought you went on there running the second half, what were you guys saying? What kind of conversations you guys have with each other in the huddle or on the sidelines? Was something like that's happening?
Really just trying to keep the energy and intensity, going, not letting down, not tucking our tail, just finishing. That was like the main word, just finishing the game.
Just piggybacking on what Mike said. Our whole thing was just finishing, just understanding that we're still in a fight no matter what until the clock says 0. So just making sure that everyone's on the same page and that everyone's still bringing that intensity throughout the whole game and just finishing off the game how we want to.
So I'm not sure how much you got to watch from Brandon's performance since it happened last week. Just
yeah.
Now that you got a little bit of time, just do you have any more thoughts or extended thoughts on how he played?
Yeah, he did a good job in certain points. We really struggled throwing the ball last game. I guess the frustrating thing, like these guys said, is you're sitting there, you're in the fourth quarter, you score a touchdown, you have a 7-point game, and then right after that they go on a big 14-play drive, and end up scoring. We end up getting a 3 and out right after that, and I think it was like 6:22. We got 4 o'clock stoppages and kicked the ball back to them, and they score again right away. And all of a sudden you're in a big hole. It's like, man, you fight your tail off. You're right there in the fourth quarter where you want to be, and then we just watch it kind of disappear. And it's happened to us a couple of times. We had a good first half against Jacksonville State. It happened right before the halftime. Where we've kind of been in these situations where we've done well, and then we just have those 3 or 4 minute moments where we just watch it kind of unravel. So we got to learn to keep our balance, do a better job of competing all the way through the finish line. A lot of that has to do with our ability to throw the football. Brandon did some good things. He did some really good things, and obviously there's some things that he struggled with a little bit. So I was proud of the way he fought. I think the whole team was, and we just got to continue to grow and get better at that spot.
What were some of those good things that you saw from Brandon? Where do you really feel like he struggled the most?
Well, I think some of those good things was, we ran for over 200 yards, and again, if you're looking at the game in entirety, you're probably talking about the struggles over the last, 14 minutes, and obviously we didn't, we were heavy run, the entire game. All the way through, he did some good jobs of picking up some important yards, some third down yards with his feet. He did a good job there. I think his presence kind of changes the way you line up to us, so those are some good things. And then throwing the ball. If you're going to throw the ball for 30 yards, it's going to be hard to win football games. We had some open guys, we missed some guys. They had a busted coverage one time on a post route. We just didn't see it. So there's some things like that we got to get better at.
Is he still the starter for?
I think it's one of those deals where, right now it's an or, when you list your starters, it's Santino or, Nunez. And, both those guys are getting reps with the ones. Don't be shocked if you see both of them play. I think it's going to, and it'd be a little bit more deliberate than last time. Last time we kind of said, all right, we're going to, to win this game, we got to keep it close going into the fourth quarter, to be able to run the football. I think with these guys, you're going to have to be a little bit more balanced. I don't think you're just going to be able to line up and just kind of run the ball down their throat. They're pretty good on defense. So we're going to have to be able to throw the ball to win this football game.
In the first half in your last game, you guys had majority of the possession time, really weren't able to make anything of it. How do you guys make sure you really emphasize that come Saturday if you're in the same situation?
Yeah, the biggest thing when you really dig down into the stats, we had the ball for a little over 20 minutes in the first half, and they had it for a little over 9. And then you look in the second half, they had it for a little over 20. We had a little over. It completely flipped the script. So, we did a good job of changing field position and moving the ball, but we just got 6 points out of it, So, again, there was a 4th down early we didn't convert on. There was a 4th down later on that we didn't convert on. didn't hurt us as much because we got the ball back and kicked the field goal right before half. But when you're sitting there in the 7-6 and you've dominated time of possession and yards, you need to have more to show for it. So again, we are in the season right now. We've got to do a better job. We've been really good throughout the course of the year, getting in the red zone and scoring in the red zone, scoring touchdowns. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. So I think that again, being in the locker room, up 10-7 rather than down 7-6, it makes a difference. When you go into the second half. So we just got to be better at taking advantage of the opportunities we have.
Mike, we talked a little bit before last week's game. You said, this is the time in the season where you guys got to make sure that everyone stays motivated. This is for either of you, but I'll start with you, Mike. Just how do you continue to make sure guys are still motivated and leaving it all out on the field despite the results?
It's really a mindset. It's a daily mindset. No matter our record, no matter anything, it's really just coming here ready to work every day. It's this saying where people say not everybody really remembers September. Some people remember October, but everybody remembers November. So just having that mindset in the month of November where we just got to finish out no matter what.
What about for you and your respective side of the ball?
For me, it really deals with the energy that you bring. There's a lot of people on our team that have a lot of juice that come in and practice. They treat practice like it's a game. We have a lot of players like that. I just feel like when you could build off of energy with your team, it changes the whole atmosphere. Like when you make people want to come in and want to practice, and you make people want to play for you and your brothers and things like that, it really changes everything. So I feel like just keeping a positive mindset and just understanding that we can go 4-0 in this month of November, that we could change a lot of minds right now.
Have you guys worked on quarters coverage or stuff like that since FIU to try to not get beat deep like that again?
We work on all of our coverages each week, yeah.
Coach Naki mentioned you guys focus on going 4-0. I'm just curious, what are your coaching? Where you guys?
So it's like, we don't ever really talk about, we really talk about, the next game in front of you, and you can see the mindset of the team. In the last 2 weeks, we're 1-1 with a tie game in the fourth quarter. So there's no question whether or not the guys are playing hard. Our guys are playing hard. They're right there at the end. Obviously, we had bad 14 minutes at the end of that game last week, but as far as quit, there's no quitting these guys. And you can just tell by the way they showed up. There's a lot of people that have never experienced going to a college football practice and putting on the pads and getting after it 3 or 4 days a week and having these long, arduous, competitive deals. And these guys that do it, they're all in. You can't fake that. This isn't a sport where they call a foul and they bump into you. This is a violent game, and our guys come out and they practice that way every single day. So I'm really proud of them for that. So again, mindset, man. If you love the game, if you're appreciative of the opportunity you have to play Division I college football, you show up every day with a little grit. And what? Sometimes it doesn't always work out the way you want it to, But your choice on how you attack it, that just has to do with your constitution and how you're made up. So we got some good dudes that they've got the right makeup and they'll keep fighting.
For Naki, I've been asking a lot of transfers to this since there are a bunch of them on this team this year. For you specifically, just tell me just how it was in the portal for you last year and what made you want to come here to New Mexico State?
When I got into the portal last year, I was kind of nervous because I wasn't sure where I was going to go. And then Coach Sanchez reached out to me, and it just hit me. Everything goes around full circle. I still remember when he first recruited me, and I played under him my freshman year at UNLV. So I think the biggest thing was the relationship that we had. He's the same man since when I first met him. Still very passionate about football. He loves the game of football. This is life for us. So that was a huge reason why I came and play for him.
What are some of the things you've done over the course of the season to try to settle in with the team and just settle into Las Cruces?
Really just put myself out there with all the other guys that just aren't in my position group. Getting to know everyone else that's on the team. That's from a receiver to a running back, every other position. But just really settle down in Las Cruces. It's a nice, beautiful place to stay in. I really love it out here.
Any more?
So my question for you, obviously you and Seth, you guys had a strong running game all year. Is it kind of like an orange iron kind of deal with you guys in the running back room?
Sorry, do you repeat that?
Yeah, so you and Seth McGowan have had good years so far, a good running game on the team so far. Have you guys been able to keep that up? Is it just like kind of like an iron sharpens iron situation? or-
Yeah, definitely iron sharpens iron. Like, it's no bad blood within the room. Like, I think we had an interview with you guys, and we just talked about how, you know, our connection within our relationship has strengthened over the course of the games. Because that's just you know how we are. You know, just brothers, honestly. Even in the game, you know, he'll come talk me up, and actually before that touchdown I scored, he just talking life into me, saying, you know, nobody can stop you, you know, things of that nature. So that's like a day-to-day, practice to practice, play-by-play type of thing between me and him.